Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Coach's Kage show on 3KG, thekage.com. Bob Kurtz and Bill Kay will do the hosting tonight, and Scotty Miller running the board like always. And kind of got a shortened show because a lot of teams didn't even play this past week, so they have nothing to talk about. But these gentlemen here are going to talk. Well, it's all Midwest Conference right here so far. Daniel Jakes from the North White Vikings, assistant coach, has joined us. Daniel, good evening. How's it going?
You know, I wish that we didn't really have anything to talk about. Our game last Friday was tough, and hurt the coaching staff, hurt some of the players, and it's tough. But great thing about Indiana high school basketball, you get to play again next week. So we're just getting ready and prepping for this week.
Tell us about the game last week.
We played Frontier in a White County rivalry, and they just took it to us. They played stronger, more aggressive, and we wanted to take away Turner playing in the middle, and he got to his spots, and he's a great player, and he really doesn't make any mistakes, and it's hard to play against bigs that don't make mistakes because they get it and they're either going and scoring or they're finding that next pass, and that's something that he does a really great job on. So it was tough to take, but they played and they took it to us. So all props to them.
Take us through the game.
I was going to say that's not a good matchup for you guys. I remember you don't have a real dominant post presence.
No, and we're trying to figure that out. We make it really hard on our guards because we don't really have a post threat, and when teams see that, they get up in our guards, and I think we're averaging probably above 20 turnovers a game, and it's hard to win games when you have 20 turnovers and 20 less opportunities to score, and giving the other team 20 more opportunities to score. So it's hard to win any game that way, and we're trying to limit turnovers, trying to be stronger with the ball. We're talking about it off the air. We're just so physically weak, and we got to start getting in the weight room and just becoming basketball players. So going back to what Bob said, just Frontier just took it to us, and we tried mix and matching zones, and we went man a couple times, and if you're not very good in zone, you're probably not going to be very good in man, and we didn't look very good in man. So just things that we need to improve on and things to work on, and it's been a long week. We had school off Monday and Tuesday, and we were back today, and we were just out of rotation and
Do you still practice?
Yeah, we gave them Monday off. Like I said, coaches were hurting after the Frontier game, and we just needed to take a step away from it and give them the day off, give ourselves the day off, and not to say that we weren't watching film or prepping for this week, but just get away from it for a little bit. And we practiced yesterday for about an hour and a half, and we got to practice again today. It was a little bit more hectic today with our wrestlers in the Midwest Conference tournament we were hosting, so a lot of commotion going on there, but we got what we felt like was a pretty solid practice, and just another day closer to North Newton Friday.
On that Frontier game, were you chasing the lead the whole game? They get out on you early, and
it felt like it's felt like we've kind of chased all the games so far up to this point. Maybe outside of the Attica game. But we just dig ourselves in these holes, and any momentum that we seem to get, Chris Annis hit a couple threes in the third quarter to kind of get it to, I think it was 7 or 8 points, and then a couple turnovers here and there, and Frontier's got it back up to 16, and it just felt like we were never really in closing distance, and anytime we feel like we get any momentum, we just shoot ourselves in the foot, and like I said, it's hard to win games when we can't take care of the ball.
All right, tell us about this weekend's games.
Yeah, so we got 2 conference games. North Newton Friday at North Newton, which is always a hard place to play, and DeMont Christian Saturday. North Newton has got that Gagnon kid. Any level, at any school, averaging 24 points a game, I mean, you're a solid player. So we just got to know where he is. They've got another kid. I want to say his last name's Barry.
Barry,
Yeah. Averaging 10, and so we just got to know where those guys are, and we got to make somebody other than those two beat us. And I was telling you guys we got a couple of wrinkles that we're hoping to throw in, and hopefully we'll look good. I was telling you it's either going to look really good or really bad. So it's gonna. We're just trying to find something different to do. So we can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results.
Now that's going to be part of a girls-boys doubleheader. We'll be there with 3KG, so
awesome.
Fans can catch it, and both the whole night for us.
Or watch it when you get home.
Or watch it when you get home. You got that. Rewatch.
Got to have that good result.
Yeah.
Are you guys the nightcap in that one? Second
I
game?
believe so. Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
And then does JV play that night also in the other gym?
As far as I know, I wasn't aware that it was a boys-girl doubleheader. So I would assume that the JV boys would play in the auxiliary gym that first game, while the girls varsity is playing in the main gym.
Yeah, we spent many a time in that auxiliary gym.
Oh, we have.
We used to referee volleyball, so spent a lot of time in there. All right, Daniel, we'll let you go. Thanks for coming over.
Let's talk real quick about DeMont Christian, on Saturday.
Yeah, DeMont. I mean, they're a physical, big team. A couple things that we really don't do well against. So we're just gonna have to toughen up a little bit this weekend and really, put on our big boy pants and come out ready to play. I mean, they rebound the ball exceptionally well, and we're hoping to make them shoot the ball a little bit, but that means outside shots make long rebounds, and we haven't done a great job rebounding the last couple games. So really, like I said, we just got to play big boy basketball. So
big weekend for you guys in the Midwest Conference.
Yep. Could
turn your season around.
Yep. Could end up 3-2 in conference, or 1-4. So it's I don't want to say make or break time, but if we really have aspirations to win conference, I mean, these guys really got to dig in this weekend.
Daniel, thanks for coming over. Appreciate it, and we'll see you Friday night.
Sounds great. Thank you, guys.
All right, Daniel Jakes from
Thanks,
the North
Coach.
White Vikings, back with more of the Coach's Cage on 3KGthecage.com right after this.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
In agriculture, preparation is important. Dedication is you deciding what to plant and then asking what it will take for a good crop. How much work will it take to produce the final crop? In sports, preparation is vital in becoming the best you can be. Dedication is a well of achievements for a winning desire. Corbett Farms encourages everyone to do their best by having a winning spirit, attitude, and achievement. Your positivity will make a difference. Corbett Farms is proud to sponsor high school sports.
Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals. Increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
At Applegate Seed House, we specialize in any and all small seed project needs. This includes government programs, CRP, pollinators and waterways, pasture mixes, and new lawn seed. Applegate Seed House is located 2 miles north of Brook, Indiana, and 2.5 miles east of Highway 41. Call Sam at 765-363-3113. That's Sam at Applegate Seed House, 765-363-3113.
Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodeman has been serving the Jasper County and surrounding area since 2009. Being involved in the area, Joe Goodeman has kept his interest in making sure he provides the best insurance for his clients. Whether you need life, car, home, business, farm and crops, or even renter's insurance, Agent Joe Goodeman will keep searching for the best policy for your valued investments. Call Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Joe Goodeman at 219-866-4694 or stop in at 2570 North McKinley Avenue in Rensselaer.
Welcome back to Arnie's Pizzeria in Rensselaer, Indiana. Talking a little high school boys basketball here with the Frontier coach and Rensselaer native Trent Fagley. Coach, tell us a little bit about this past week of the Falcons.
Yeah, so past week, like everybody, we struggled with some weather, kind of trying to fit some things in. Luckily, we were able to get our game in. We only played the one right here, so North White. We went to North White this weekend. That was our only game.
Was that what day of the week was that?
Friday.
Friday.
Yep, Friday night. So we got that one in. North White, luckily, we wanted to make sure we got that in. Like I told you, we don't play a ton in January. So I really didn't want that one to get pushed back and rescheduled into February when we're really busy. So it was nice to get that game in.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so when we went to North White, like I said, and we are put us at 2-0 in the conference, so we did win the game. Got to do a lot of the things we were hoping to do. It's nice when you plan all week and some of the stuff falls into place. We had some scheme laid out to how we were going to switch defenses and what our trigger for that switch would be and how we had everything laid out, and it kind of worked really well. The guys got in and out of stuff how we wanted to. Anybody that's seen us play so far knows we like to push the basketball, get up and down the court. So it was nice to see the guys really start to fall into our identity, which is very physical on the defensive end and get out and you got to chase us on the offensive end. So it was nice to see the guys are really starting to, with a more practice, less games in January, they're starting to take to their identity a little bit. It's been nice.
Who played well for you?
Chase Winkler had a big game. That's a freshman guard for us. He had 20 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 6 steals. So Chase had a big night. He was getting out on the break, scoring a lot. And like he mentioned, Drew Turner. Drew had 15 points. He is in foul trouble, only played 12 minutes and didn't miss a shot. So Drew had a very, very nice night. And then guys sprinkled in. Like I told you, we were going to be doing some different things. And we played one of our guards, Jason Newton. We actually put him on the block this week, let him get down there and bang around a little bit. And he had 7 rebounds, another nice night. So the guys were able to get some confidence going. Had two more freshmen come up and play. One of them ended up having 7 points. That's Bo Daisy. Big spark for us off the bench. So he's a very athletic kid, so we're excited to see him come along.
Guys got to like being able to look at the conference standings and seeing you right up top there.
Yep, that was the goal coming when I made the move. Is we want to come in, we want to compete in the conference right away. Like I've talked to you guys in past weeks, we wanted to compete in the 1A games, and that's 4 1A games in a row that we've won. So the guys are taking to that and making sure that we handle our business in games that we know that we can be in. And then, Midwest Conference, when you look up there at North Newton 2-0 and us at 2-0, and you roll down from there. So, we couldn't be more excited about that. And then 2 more in a row here. So we have Tri-County Friday and Faith Tuesday. So here in a few days, we're going to really see what it looks like. 4-0 is a lot different than 2-2. So we just got to get out there and handle what we can.
Those could be a couple slugfests, couldn't they?
They could be very good games. Tri-County, very good team, big, strong, pride themselves on being physical, and so do we. So, that should be a very fun game to watch. Physical, big guys banging down in the block and wanting to get out and run when we can.
If I remember right, it's a little bit of a rivalry too, isn't it?
Yeah. When I came here, that was the first question I asked. Was like, all right, who's the big rivals? And everybody said North White, Tri-County. So okay,
this
cool.
is the White County school, right?
Yep. And then Twin Lakes is the one obviously you always strive to get. That's a big school, tough one to get, but that'd be 3.
Well, you're about at the halfway point of the season. Assess your season so far.
So we were just talking about this the other day, me and my coaches, and as we were looking through this thing, you got to put a plan in place when you start the year. So when I came here, had a plan, wanted to develop guys, how we were going to do it, kind of laid everything out, and then to be honest, when you get to a 1-5 start, and I know it was a tough one, you're kind of sitting there like, okay, do we shift course? And we're like, nope, just stick with what we're doing. We stick with a similar practice schedule, how we do things, what we're developing, keep moving along, and then next thing you know, you're sitting 4-8 right now, and you have 3 freshmen that have developed within the system we've put them in, that are now ready to start contributing for the month of January, then contribute in the month of February, and then by that time, right now, I really have my 8 or 9 guy rotation that we're set up for. So we were all kind of talking about the other day, like, sticking to the plan worked. Don't waver if we trust ourselves, just stick to it. And so we are where we hope to be. As odd as that sounds at 4-8, we know we're a young team, but we're where we wanted to be.
So there was some doubt then.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, and it's not necessarily doubt like that as real doubt, but
Right.
you kind of sit back like, I mean, we're 1-5. Are we doing as good as I think we're doing? You don't want that just anything like a false narrative out there that's kind of driving you crazy. And we kind of sat down and said, we're overreacting. Just leave it alone. And it took us, that was only about a half-hour conversation, just sifting through things. Like, are we putting guys in the right spot? And how are we doing things? And so, yeah, we stuck to the plan, and guys are developing. I mean, to say that we're world beaters right now is crazy, but we're playing good basketball.
What are going to be the keys to beating Tri-County?
We have to rebound the ball. Every time I've watched them on film, when they pull away is when you start letting them get offensive rebounds. They start getting offensive rebounds and getting in transition, you're in trouble. So that's what we've talked to the guys all week. Simple stuff. You got to box out. You got to make sure you keep them off the glass. Like, if you're in man, you got to find your guy. If you're in zone, you can't just look. So little things like that. But they're very, very good on the glass, and they've got 2 or 3 guys that can really fill it up. So we'll have to know personnel, know who you're guarding, and where we can guard them, where we can maybe help off a little bit. But as far as that goes, number one is keeping them off the offensive glass.
Trent is a new varsity coach this year. As you found the season so far has gone by real fast, like in a blink of an eye, or is it dragged on that you just, taken a really long, extended?
I'm very organized, and I'm a planner, so to me it seems fast, and I have to plan and like kind of structure things how I want to slow things down. So honestly, it seems fast to me, especially because we were so busy in December, played a ton of games to start the year, and then now that we're slowing down a little bit, it's kind of let us catch up, fix some issues that we had, and then I know it's going to pick pace back up in February, but we just slow down. Like I said, stick to the plan helps me to take a fast-moving season and kind of slow it down a gear for us.
Give us a report on the JV Falcons.
JV Falcons, again, with what we're doing and moving guys up and down, they look a lot different than they did early on in the year, okay? We had some guys that maybe needed some more time on JV than we thought they may have to start of the year, so, you pull a couple of them, and then maybe a guy getting some extra time developed a little bit, and he comes up and gets his chance. And so as we've kind of moved guys around, they look a lot different, but they're sitting about the same record, 4-8. Against older teams, they struggle because they are so young. And like I've told you, we have 3 freshmen on varsity, so they had a lot of their depth taken right away. But, yeah, there's a lot of sophomores that are starting to step up and do their thing, and we've had some of the freshman guys. We've got a 6'5" freshman that's really starting to come into his own. He's just got to get bigger and stronger, and he realizes that.
Who's that?
His name's Ryan Wagner. So as far as skill and all that, he can make threes, he can get to the rim, he can do all those things. But right now, he needs to get a little quicker and a little stronger. And when he does and grows into that body, he'll be quite a player. But it's just making sure that the guard play can get him the basketball right now, and they're getting better and better. But when we steal all their guards, it makes it difficult on them.
Now, you becoming a new coach into a new system, have the players bought into what you're saying, and you bought into knowing the players and what they can do?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a really close-knit group. They've had 5 coaches in 6 years.
Whoa.
So they're looking for some structure, some things to pull together, right? That's always been the knock on this group is, well, they've never had, they never are extra disciplined, but they've never had somebody to kind of rein them in together. So when we've kind of put this plan in place, they've done a good job holding themselves to it, but we're very close. I love the guys. They've been a blast to come. I couldn't ask for a better group to come into, and I think they really do look to me as a leader, and it's been great. And so not even just basketball, but just life stuff in general, and that's why you do it anyway. We're not making crazy money to come coach this, but I love basketball and I love helping the young guys, so it's been great both ways.
Frontier has such a rich tradition in sports, especially basketball. Do some of your backcourt guys, they look names like Noah Haynes? That sticks out in my...
It sticks out in everybody's head. But
yeah.
I honestly can't tell you how much our guys know about that, to be honest with you. I really don't know. I know that I have Don Mills on my staff, and he's an old Frontier guy, and he talks about it all the time, and he's our C-team coach. He's very passionate about getting Frontier basketball back to what it was, right? So instead of an afterthought and they're okay. We want to get back to being a team that people worry about seeing on the schedule and not one where people just kind of put a check next to it and move on. And so that's why we've started with being physical, understanding what you need to do, and just executing. We'll figure the rest out. But if you're physical and you execute the game plan, we're going to be in the game. And so that's kind of what I've left the guys with. But I don't know that they realize that the long-term plan is for those things to develop them into a team that scares people on the schedule or not. But with a young group, I mean, you can't ask for a better group to start this with a bunch of 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds. It's been nice.
How about just a quick look? You'll have another game before we sit down again next Wednesday.
Yep.
I've noticed Faith Christian is still undefeated in conference. They're 1-0, so half game behind you and the Spartans. Just a quick glance at them at that game coming up. What do you expect?
They play at 100 mile an hour the entire game. They want to push and go. They have a big, I forget his name, but he is very, very good. Probably the best big man we'll see all year. Plays big, back to the basket, rare anymore, but he's very, very tough. And then their guard play is good. They have a couple twins that I believe their dad's the coach. He took over this year. But they're very good. If you don't slow them down in transition, it's a long night. The other night we were talking about, it was between them and Attica. It was 24-24 at the end of the first quarter, and we were like, whoa, what's going on? And I think it ended like 35-75. They'll take off on you in a heartbeat. So, again, they're big and physical, and if you don't slow them down on the break, you're in trouble. So, in my opinion, that's them and Tri-County are probably your favorites in the conference. And then we're hoping to stick our nose in there and see what we can do.
Trent, thanks for coming over. Appreciate it, and good luck this week, and we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Trent Begley from the Frontier Falcons, back with more of the Coach's Cage right after this.
Founded in 1931, Community State Bank in Brook is your community bank. We specialize in relationship banking while offering the technology required to meet your modern banking needs. Community State Bank is the area leader in new construction loans and home mortgages. Our lenders know small business and have products to meet your farm and business needs. We're available to get to know you and your needs today at 224 West Main in Brook or by calling 219-275-2441.
Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
High-quality, personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
24/7 Club Fit is a 24-hour keycard accessed fitness center located in downtown Rensselaer. The 8,000 square foot facility offers free weights, weight machines, and a large variety of cardio equipment. We also offer free aerobics classes. 24/7 Club Fit offers 6-month contracts starting as low as $25 per month for students, those 55 years and older, and there are no sign-up or keycard fees. We also participate in the Silver Sneakers program. Call 219-866-0033 or contact us on Facebook. 24/7 Club Fit, where time is no excuse.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Back on the Coach's Cage, Bob Kurtz and Bill Kay with you, and Scotty Miller running the board back there in the camera. Ryan Harrington has stepped behind the microphone now from the Tri-County Cavaliers. Ryan, good to see you. How you going?
Oh, pretty good. Trying to stay warm.
Oh, boy, that's been hard this past week, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Kind of messed up your schedule, but you got everything in all right, right?
Yeah, well, we didn't play Saturday.
Oh, you're
but
supposed to, you got one postponed.
Yeah, we got one postponed, but other than that, we've been able to practice. We've been able to, go. We got our conference game in last week, so that was the important one.
Nice win against West Central. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so went over to West Central. We rescheduled that for Thursday night instead of Friday just because, we knew the weather was coming in. We wanted to be proactive, and, it's one of those things where we got off to one of our traditional slow starts that unfortunately have been very common. We only scored 2 points in that first quarter. Grayson Schneider got a nice little layup for us. So after the first quarter, we were losing 2-7, and it was just one of those things where we just needed to settle in a little bit. We were just out of sorts offensively. We weren't getting into our stuff, and it's one of those things where you don't want to say it's a hangover from the week before because we had played Attica the last Saturday and done wonderful. But obviously when you had seen us play against Amont, we struggled offensively too. And thankfully we were able to kind of settle in then in that second quarter. Got a lot of points. We scored 18 points there in that second quarter after only scoring 2 in the first. So
now when
it makes
you
a huge difference.
I want to ask you, you scored 2 points in the quarter. What's your speech to her? What do you tell the guys when
Just
they
got
come
to make shots. There's only so much you can tell them. You know what I mean? I say we only scored 2 points. It's not to say that we didn't get opportunities. It's not to say we didn't have good looks or shots where we probably should have scored. We also missed 2 free throws. That's another obviously big bugaboo. We were 17 of 32 on the game at the free throw line.
32 shots.
32 is a lot. It's not very good when you only make 17 of them. So, the one positive silver lining, I guess, to that is West Central only attempted 9 free throws the whole game. So, we attempted 32. They attempted 9.
Was that at Tri-County or?
It was at West Central.
West Central. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Again,
the difference is, we've got some big guys. We were going inside consistently. Right. We were drawing fouls on the inside. We were being aggressive. I think if West Central did the same thing as us, there was times where they were just happy to settle for jump shots, and you don't get fouled on jump shots quite as much. So
shouldn't anyway.
You shouldn't, yeah. So we did a good job, though, obviously, of scoring in that second quarter. Like I said, getting into a good score at halftime. We go in that third quarter. Then it's kind of back and forth. They are able to win that quarter 13-9, but we're still up 1 going into the fourth. And again, it was just one of those things where we just had to keep doing our thing. And we've got quite a bit of depth, and not to take away from West Central, they are a really good team. They played us so hard, those guys work so hard. Naniga scored 20 on us. He's a heck of a player for them. They have that freshman as well, Grindstaff, who's really good, and then another big kid for him, Christian Hughes, number 20. He was banging with our bigs all night long. And but it's one of those things where we've got a team that has the experience. We've talked a little bit off air, obviously, before. We won a sectional last year, and I think the fourth quarter, that just really shone through as far as our guys have been there. They've had some of that success, and when things got a little on edge for West Central and we started to go on a run, they just weren't able to answer that. So we were able to pull away there in that fourth quarter, and again, a big part of that was we were able to make free throws there at the end. When we make 12 free throws, 12 of 16 in the fourth quarter from the free throw line. So we talk about being 17 of 32. That's not good. 12 of 16, I'll take that. And again, that's the fourth quarter. So we score 17 points in that quarter. Most of those are at the free throw line, and that's what we told the kids after the game. That's how you win basketball games. You got to make your free throws, especially down the stretch when they count, and that's what we were able to do.
1 point game going into the fourth quarter. I just think that the Midwest Conference is going to be like that all season long, up until and including sectionals, because That's practically an all Midwest Conference sectional.
Yeah, and I think it's a good thing for our kids. Again, we haven't been in a lot of those 1-point games, so we've been in kind of some lopsided games for the most part, in wins and losses. There haven't been a lot of games this year where it's been back and forth for us, and this was one where it was definitely back and forth, and I thought that was really big for our kids to be in that moment, playing that type of game, a physical game on the road. A lot of calls being made that, both teams were getting frustrated at times with how things were being called. But usually that means the officials are doing a good job if both teams are getting frustrated. If one team's lopsided on it, sure, maybe you get upset. But if both teams are getting frustrated, they're probably doing something right. And, our boys had to respond. They had to adjust. And we were able to do that quicker than West Central. And, it was a big part of coming away with that win.
Who played well for you?
So Eric Zarzi was huge for us, emotionally as a leader. We talked about start the season 0-5. We don't have Eric Zarzi for any of those games, and since he's come back, we've won 5 of our last 7. So part of that's the teams we play. Got to give credit to those first 5 teams we played. They are really good, but Eric Zarzi is a really important player for us. 12 points. I don't remember how many assists he had off the top of my head, but I know he had several, and just emotionally, there's a point there in the fourth quarter where he hit a 3 and, kind of got bumped and maybe could have gotten an and one. They didn't call it, but, he just popped right up. He was all fired up, screaming, going down the floor, and that got the bench really into it, got his teammates on the floor fired up, and was a huge moment for us there early in the fourth quarter. And my other senior who was huge was Kobe Baylor. He had to come off the bench after injuring his ankle the week before, and he scored 13 points, just kind of did his thing. Did a really good job of being patient, getting to the rim on the inside, and West Central didn't really have a response for him down there. And my other senior who plays a ton, Connor Ross, that third quarter, he only scored 4 points, but both of his baskets were very timely. Like West Central hit a big shot to take the lead. Connor Ross goes down, gets an offensive rebound, put back, and to give us the lead again, or just things like that, and making sure. He does such a good job of making huge defensive plays, just very timely, when he makes a big play. And, I thought he really carried us. And then, Ian Brooks doesn't play a lot for us, but sometimes you look at that bench and, especially in a road game, that Thursday night, our girls are playing a game up at Caston. Again, we're at West Central playing. Every single one of our middle school teams had a game as well. So, as far as fans, it was a little sparse for what we're used to at Tri-County, but our bench was phenomenal. And Ian Brooks, being a senior who, like I said, he doesn't play a lot of minutes, but emotionally on the bench, he got every single guy fired up. And it really stood out to me just how engaged every single player was on the bench. And that's important. You may not play some nights, but as long as you're still engaged and you're helping the team, you're still a part of it, and that goes a long way.
Do you like seeing emotion from your kids in the game where they're, pumped up? And
yeah, absolutely. We try to tell them all the time, it's a game. We want you to have fun. And I don't know many kids that play better when they're just robots and, they aren't excited. Having that enthusiasm's huge. And, it's something that we've had to adjust to just a little bit because, this group that I've had, they've played a lot of varsity minutes. We've talked about that, but so did some of those seniors that we lost last year, and those guys, Nate Corbin, you can talk about an emotional leader. I mean, he was a huge emotional leader for us last year. So I think early this year there was a little bit of growing pains just as far as figuring out, okay, how are we filling that role? He was a huge emotional leader for us. He was a big contributor on the floor, and these seniors have just had to step into different roles that they didn't have to have the last couple years, but that's what seniors do. And like I said, they really came through for us last week, and that's exciting here as we're in the second half of our season. This being their last season with us.
What happened to Big Nate? Did he go play sports somewhere?
He went military. So
okay.
Yep, he's
good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a firefighter now. So
all right,
we saw him. He came home over winter break. We got to see him. So really great. He's done really well for himself, and
he always seemed like a classy young man.
Incredible young man, and just so humble, and just a great example for anybody out there. As far as what you can do when you work really hard, you stay humble, and he's just a great role model for everybody. I loved having him around. I loved being able to see him this
Did you
winter
wish
break.
you had him one more year?
Well, I'd love to have him all the time, but he obviously he's going on to do great things, and I'm really excited for him.
Good for him.
Speaking of great things, how about the Lady Cavaliers upsetting the number 1 ranked team in the state?
Yeah, that's the thing. We had a game Thursday night, but we didn't have the exciting game. The Lady Cavs got a big upset there up at Caston, beating the number 1 undefeated team. So, big win for them. I was pretty excited. I know Coach Tyler was really fired up, and those girls are really talented. I coach a lot of them on the track team, and obviously they've had their success there in volleyball as well, and they're just really good. Sarah Zarzi, Hannah Arvin, Alyssa Tallman, go down the list. They are very talented, and I told all of our boys after the game, we got a lot of kids that have siblings. Kobe Baylor is a starter for us. Lizzie Baylor starts for the girls team. You got Connor Ross, you got Evelyn Ross. I mean, we go down the list. There's a lot of carryover, obviously Zarzi. So I told the boys afterwards, like, hey, tell your siblings good job. They had a heck of a win. And Kobe Baylor kind of shook his head. He's like, no, I got to keep her humble. And I come to find out that Lizzie hit a 3 to start the game. So I kind of gave him a hard time. You better give your sister some props. Cause
they really went wild that first quarter. For sure.
Yeah, so that was pretty good and exciting for them.
Tell us about what you got this week then.
So this weekend, Friday we play host to Frontier. That'll be homecoming for us. So lots of festivities.
Midwest Conference game.
Big Midwest Conference game. We've very familiar with them obviously, and it's going to be exciting. It's that they're going to come in, they're going to play hard. And I hear about it all the time. I've got Andrea Grettencourt on my bench, and obviously Mark's over there at Frontier as their athletic director. So I hear stuff all the time, and I know they're going to be ready to play. I know Coach Fagley's going to have them fired up, and he's done a really good job over there. Just getting those kids prepared, and you can see how they've improved as the season's progressed.
Let's give us a report on the JV Cavs.
Oh, they're coming along. They got another win up there at West Central, and right now they're just kind of dealing with the same thing the varsity's dealt with a little bit. That injury bug, unfortunately. I wish I had a magic wand I could wave to make it so that nobody could roll ankles. I think I'd be pretty rich if I could come up with that. So, they're just trying to get healthy, but Coach Cook's doing a great job with them. They've come a really long way, and they continue to improve. And even as they have to slide guys into different roles, they've continued to win games, and that's not always easy to do.
All right. Ryan, thanks for coming over. Appreciate it. Good luck Friday night, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks,
guys.
Coach.
Ryan Harrington from the Tri-County Cavaliers, back with more of the Coach's Cage on 3KG, thekage.com right after this.
Anders Water Conditioning in downtown Rensselaer is here for all of your water supplies and softening needs. At Anders, we sell and rent water softeners, water coolers, and have all of your bottled water and salt needs too. Call Chuck to set up your consultation today. 219-866-7430. Anders Water Conditioning. Family owned since 1991.
After a hard day's work or play, it's time for some relaxation, and there's no better place than Unwind on Front Street in Rensselaer. For massage therapy, facials, spray tanning, yoga classes, and wellness, stop by Unwind. They also offer student-athletes 30-minute massages for $25. Alina would like to thank Unwind's loyal customers for their patronage since 2016. To make an appointment, call Unwind at 219-869-0290.
Every day you listen to the news, but how is that news affecting your financial world? Things like your retirement and your kids' college fund. You need someone who can help you work towards your goals. Someone to help you move forward in the times of change. Call Mindy Byer at Morgan Stanley. Mindy has 20 years of experience as a financial advisor, and she's right here in Northwest Indiana. To make an appointment with Mindy Byer, call 765-420-8433. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney LLC, member SIPC.
Reinforcements Designs is a full-service graphic design, screen printing, and sign shop. They offer logo designs, screen printing, banners, signs, vehicle lettering and graphics, airbrushing, vinyl letterings, digital printed graphics, freehand engraving, and more. 37 years of design and graphics, Reem Bontrager will help you come up with a customized project of your ideal or plan. Just ask, give Reinforcements Design a call at 219-866-8626 for your next graphic design project.
Welcome back to the Coach's Cage Show from Arnie's Pizzeria in Rensselaer.
Hey, do you finally shut up?
What?
Go ahead.
Boy, you're skating on thin ice here, Bob Kurtz, man. It's Bob Kurtz.
Can I make a public service announcement right now?
You can, Coach Radke.
Anybody that wants to complain or write about how the game didn't get put on last night, his name is Bob Kurtz. You can contact him at the 3KG at the Cage. Let all your feelings be known there.
Okay.
He just says okay.
And we love our listeners now. And now we know that you're out there, and geez, oh Pete's, and it makes a difference. That's good. That's good news.
All right. Enough about us.
Enough about us. Let's talk about the
what?
19-0 Lady
Two games
Bombers.
to talk about, right? Did you play last Thursday?
Yeah, West Lafayette at West Lafayette, and then last night's game against North Newton.
You didn't have any interruptions with the weather, then, did you?
No. As far as school-wise, we didn't have school. We still got practices, still had games in, so yeah.
Well, let's go back to last Thursday.
So last Thursday, West Lafayette, it was one of those games where, if you guys remember when I told you about Lafayette Central Catholic was one of those that were going to solidify whether or not we were at the top of our conference, and so we took care of business there, and then West Lafayette, which is a team that we'd already played in the IU Hoops Classic in the championship game. And it was a battle then, and we knew that West Lafayette was going to give us everything we could handle. Obviously, they're 0-4 now in the conference, but that's a very good 0-4 team. And the conference they're like 12-8 now, 12-7, and going into a hostile environment. We got to play the second game of a boy-girl doubleheader because of the weather situation. So the boys played before us, then we got the chance to play in that second game at 6:30, and I'm telling you, it was an electric atmosphere. Both teams were amped up. The crowds were amped up. The bands was playing loud. It was like a sectional atmosphere, and from the time the ball got tipped up to the final buzzer, it was just a battle back and forth. We went in at halftime, and I believe at one point we were tied for quite a bit of the time, back and forth. There was 5 lead changes in the entire game, and we came out at halftime. And I told the girls at half, I said, we've got to make sure that we can stay off their runs. They're going to come at us and give us their best shots, and they did. We did some things that we didn't do the first time we played them with some different matchups, and tried to keep Worth from scoring, and so we put Roland on her and kind of just try to shut her down, and then try to put as much pressure on Tolan as possible, and try to throw some different bodies at her. And we got in some foul trouble. Sarah Kaufman got in foul trouble early on, so she had to sit. And then Courtney Matthew came in, she got in foul trouble. So Brody came in and just battled really well, and Carly Drone wasn't hitting her shots as she normally was, so she was kind of struggling a little bit. So between them and then Jesse Fleming coming in and doing some things, we were able to keep a good lead there for a while. And at one point we were up by almost 10 or 12 points, and we were starting to pull away, and here they came right back again. And so it got down to the last couple minutes of the game, and it just came down to free throws and us playing good solid defense, and we were able to come out of there with another huge conference win, 68-60. And again, if you were there or if anybody was there, they know that it was awesome atmosphere, and the girls really stepped up. Sarah Kaufman ends up fouling out. So does Courtney Matthew, and again, Brody comes in, takes a huge charge off of Tolan there, off of a free throw. She got the offensive rebound, Tolan did, and Brody stepped up and took the charge, which really turned the momentum of the game. And there was a technical in there that one of their players pushed off, and the referee called a technical. So we got those free throws and just able to put it away at the free throw line. I think we shot 85% from the free throw line that game. So just a great conference win that solidified our 4-0 in the Western Division, which has never been done in Lady Bomber history. And so we were able to do that, and now look forward to playing Friday at Hamilton Heights for the conference championship game.
Who played well for you then?
That Taylor played really well. She had a double-double. I think she had like 14 points and 10 rebounds. She got in kind of a little bit of foul trouble there towards the end of the game, but was able to use her athleticism and her length to really, keep us where we need to be at. I thought Cameron Rowland, I think she had 20 points in that game. She was just a beast on the boards. Tough for them to handle with her strength and her ability to get the rebounds. And then, Brody stepped up really well in that game. And like I said, she knocked down some shots and some free throws and got some that key charge and just played some good defense on their big girl inside. And like I said, Drone was 0 for 6 at one point. And I think she likes to give me a heart attack and a stroke all at once. But we were trying to pull away. It was like 2 minutes to go in the game and trying to, keep the ball moving and only taking a layup if we had it. And, man, she gets the ball in the corner.
Let it fly, huh?
Let it fly. And I thought my heart stopped. I'm pretty sure it did stop. And it went in.
Then you felt better.
And then I felt better. And it's credit to her. She was 0 for 6. But a good player, a good shooter, doesn't let those things affect them.
They think they're going to make the
next one. The confidence. And when she shot the ball, you could just see the confidence when it left her hand, like, oh, she knew she was good with it, and it went in, and that really helped put the nail in the coffin, so to speak. It just took the wind out of their sails. They could just boom, and we were able to continue to pull away. So, and it was a combination of all the girls playing well together. Like I said, Jessie came in and did some good things on defense. Courtney played really well until she fouled out. Sarah was playing really well until she fouled out. So both of those two were on the bench, and they don't like it. They're on the bench and they're with their fouls but that's where they have to trust their teammates, and they did, and they didn't let them down, and they were able to pull away and get the good win for us.
You mentioned the free throw shooting. That's kind of been a theme throughout this fantastic 19-0 season of your guys, hasn't it? It's really bailed you guys out a lot.
Yeah, there's been those games. I mean, when you look at the scores, you got the BC scores, you got the West Lafayette scores. There's some other scores on here where, the CC game where those free throws really helped solidify those wins and help us to separate ourselves. And that's what we practice every day is free throws. And I know you and I have sat here time and time again, the teams in the past, and we've joked on firing my shooting coach and do we shoot free throws and stuff like that. And we do it every day. And these girls are really, knock on wood, and hopefully continue to understand the importance of every free throw and every opportunity they get at the free throw line.
And they've been good down the clutch, haven't they? In like fourth quarter free
throws?
Yeah,
that's been nice. They've been able to step up in that fourth quarter, not tighten up, but just kind of get up there and step up with confidence. And that's something we've really tried to work with the girls a lot this summer and during the season, is that confidence, and just letting them all have that confidence to knock down those shots when the time arises, and not to be afraid or not to be scared, but just step up to the line with confidence and know that it's going in.
All right, you played last night, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so we played last night against North Newton, and it was one of those games where we'd had off school and we were able to practice, and we knew Coach York was going to bring his team in, and they were going to play hard and get after it, and they had some size that we weren't too sure of, with our matchup, because really, honestly, most games we played so far, we're usually the one that has the more size, and with Schliemann coming in, that was one of the situations where, she's going to be a little bit more taller than we are, and she can put the ball in the holes and is athletic, and so it was a little concern for us, but we knew that if we could turn up our pressure, that we could try to keep the ball out of her hand as much as possible, and so last night we got off to a good start and just kept the pressure on and did some different things and tried to look at what they were doing and try to do some different things offensively that we hadn't done in a while. So we were able to capitalize on some turnovers and we get a lot of people in that rotation and move people around and get us some different spots and different looks that we we're looking for, and we came out with 89-16 win and a good hard fought battle and that put us at 19-0.
All right. Now the next game you play is the big one, right?
Well, it's going to be for a conference championship.
One against two, right?
1 against 2, and as far as if you look at polls, as far as 3A goes, you got 1 versus 2, and we're going to their place, and they're playing really well. I don't know if you guys saw the score or not, but they beat Tipton 103-6 the other day.
Whoa!
So they can put the points up, obviously. So that's something we're going to have to. Contend with and be able to step up and match their enthusiasm. And again, it's the Hoosier Conference Championship, and winner take all. And we have to have the mindset that we're going over there to win it, not just going over to participate. And they're 18-3. They lost to West Lafayette. They've lost to Noblesville, a really good Noblesville team. And off the top of my head, I can't remember the last one, but. They play some good competition, and they're playing on a 4 or 5 game win streak for themselves. And we played there a few years ago, back when Sidney Van Meter was a senior for 3rd and 4th place in the conference, and they beat us when we went over there. And it's a long trip. It's about an hour and 45 minutes one way to Arcadia over there, and we're gonna have to be focused and ready to go, because it's one of those situations where I like it because it's a great atmosphere. It's going to be a good challenge. If we're going to win sectional, we're going to have to travel to Twin Lakes. We're going to have to play on the road. We're going to have to play against all the adversity, weather, hostile crowds. All those things are all going to come into play. So going over to Hamilton Heights I think it's going to be a good test for us. To see what we're made of, and how bad do we want this conference championship. It's one of the girls' goals is to win the conference. When you walk into Joel Burvam Gymnasium over there, there's the sectionals that the girls have won in the past, that past teams have, but there's no Hoosier Conference championship up there.
None, huh?
No, there's not one banner up there for girls basketball for Hoosier Conference. And so I remind the girls of that almost every day this week, that there's a spot up there for this, and I believe they're hungry. I believe they're focused for it. They've stayed really humble with this entire process, and it's going to be a really good challenge for us. And I'm anxious to see us get off the bus over there and see what we can do.
Now, what time does it start?
So the JV will start at 5:30 Central Time.
So there is a JV.
Yes,
game.
There's a JV game, 5:30 Central Time, and then the varsity will start at 7. Hamilton Heights has a girl, number 10, named Runner. She's a senior. She averages 27 points a game.
Whoa.
She's an all-state candidate.
That'll get your attention.
Yeah, she's pretty fast. She gets up and down the floor. She's about 5'9". And they got some other players there. He's very almost his 5 starters are all seniors, so they've been playing together for a long time. So, like I said, this is going to be a great test for us. They're a good team. They're a quality, not just a quality team. They're one of those elite teams. They're always ranked high in the state, and so it's going to be, like I said, a good test for us.
Only game this weekend come out?
No, then we play Saturday. We come back Saturday for our senior night against Frontier, which will start. It's a varsity only. They don't have a JV. I tried to get some JV teams to come in, and nobody bit. So we are just going to start it at 6:30 on Saturday. 6:30 on Saturday, varsity only. We'll do our senior night that night. So our 3 seniors will go. We'll announce them and honor them Saturday night at 6:30, and then we'll play the game after that.
So you say DeMont Christian's not?
DeMont Christian is at DeMont
Christian.
Yeah,
okay.
that's a typo there on their part. So this will be
John
our last
Harrell
game.
made that mistake, Bill.
Yeah,
you probably called it in.
Yeah. So that is, and again, this will be the first time that we play DeMont Christian, because that's normally where Hebron's at.
Okay.
And Hebron.
They don't have a girls' team this year, do they?
No. So they canceled their schedule, and so that was about the same week that DeMont Christian was supposed to play Hebron, and we're supposed to play Hebron. So we made this switch a long time ago, because it was just like it's easier to do it this way than trying to search and look, and so that's why we have DeMont Christian.
It's a cool gym.
Small. And we've never played there before. So
very small.
So that will be at DeMont Christian. So our last 2 games will be on the road with KV between Frontier and DeMont. So we're getting down to to the end of the road here. Sunday we'll find out who we got in sectional because Sunday's the draw. So we'll find out, who we have to go through to get where we want to be.
Let's give a report on the JV Lady Bombers.
So last night, West Lafayette game, they ended up winning against West Lafayette the other night on the road. So they're playing really well. And then last night, North Newton only had half, so we only played half of a JV game, and they played well then as well. And those girls between Olivia Kane and Hope Hurley and Krista Johns and Cammie Davis and Addison Veldman and Liberty Bate, all of them. There's 6 of them, and early on I used to throw Courtney in there, but she's kind of went back towards the varsity for that rotation. And so those 6 girls, sometimes they're going against 12, 15 other girls, and they're playing their butts off and winning games and doing some nice things. And like I said, they won at West Lafayette. So we came out of West Lafayette for the first time since I've been at Rensselaer with 2 wins at West Lafayette. So it was good to watch the girls have that success at the JV level, and they're playing really well. And like I said, they'll play Friday night first at 5:30 and hopefully come out there with a win as well.
All right. Your girls on varsity, you're only giving up 33 points a game. Do you feel that they're playing their best defense that they can, or can they still turn it up a notch?
No, I believe they can still turn it up a notch. I believe they have another level yet that we're still trying to tap into and still trying to get them to step into that more and believe more. And every day in practice, I see more and more of their confidence building, and especially when it comes to what we're trying to do and the game plan that we're trying to put out there. They're starting to understand what needs to be done. And so, I don't think we've reached that peak yet, and I hope it's, we want to be playing our best basketball towards the end here, going to sectional, but I still think we have plenty of room to continue to move.
Do you have girls that kind of buy in and pump each other up on the court as far as, defensive effort and all that
Oh,
good
yeah,
stuff?
they all, I truly believe they all bought into the roles at which they have and understand that nobody's better than anybody else, that we need each other on both ends of the floor. And that's the nice thing about this group is they all believe and understand that if you can't play defense, Coach Radke can't put you on the floor. And so we can't have a weak link in there, and all of the girls understand that if they come into the game, they have to have strength. If they come out of the game, that they're to be, cheering their teammates on the floor. And so it's a work that these girls have put together themselves. To be honest with you, I'm kind of along for the ride. I'm the old man along with the ride and trying to give them a little bit of wisdom along the way, and they're taking it and owning it themselves and just really lifting each other up and really wanting each other to do well. There's no selfishness. There's no me ball whatsoever. It's all that whatever they can do for each other to help each other out to win. Because when you sit down and look at 19-0, that didn't happen because one girl. That happened because all 17 of those girls believe in each other, whether they're on JV or varsity, and it's just nice to be a part of, nice to see in the gym and in practice and in a game.
You mentioned that the sectional draw is Sunday already. Well, yeah, I'm looking at that sectional. There's you got maybe one squad, Frankfurt, that's got a record that doesn't match anybody. They're 1-19, but everybody else, even probably North Montgomery at 8-13, but everybody else is just nails.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not going to be easy. And I've talked to everybody, and it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a dog fight. It's going to be flat out. You can't have an off night. If you have an off night, you ain't going to last in this sectional. It's that type of a situation. Regular season's about to end. I don't know what's going to happen in these last few games, but when the sectional time comes around, it's 0-0, and it doesn't matter how many times you beat somebody, how many times this or that. You have to bring your best game every single night in this sectional, and if you don't, you're going to go home. And the girls realize that. I realize that, so that's why we got to make sure that we're studied up. We're on the same page. We're looking at film. We understand what the game plans are, and we understand what our opponents are doing. And and have the same understanding as the opponent's going to know what we're going to do and have an idea of what to do against us. So it's going to be just a real hard game for us, night in and night out. That, like I said, if we decide to take a break, then we'll be sitting at home and everybody else is still playing. So we can't afford to do that.
All right, Wes, thanks for coming out. I appreciate it tonight, and best of luck on Friday and Saturday, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, hopefully we sit here with you next week and conference champs, and I know we got the game Friday, game Saturday, and then that's a big matchup for us against KV. That's going to be it's a rivalry matchup. Obviously,
they're having a real good year.
Yeah,
too.
And they're having a decent year. They're having a real good year with new coach, and they're doing a lot of great things. So we're gonna have a lot to talk about next week. So I hope you don't get too cold.
Yeah, I'm good now.
Okay.
So.
All right, fellas.
Wes
Thanks.
Radke has been our guest. Back with more of the Coach's Cage show on 3kgthecage.com right after this.
In agriculture, preparation is important. Dedication is you deciding what to plant and then asking what it will take for a good crop. How much work will it take to produce the final crop? In sports, preparation is vital in becoming the best you can be. Dedication is a will of achievements for a winning desire. Corbett Farms encourages everyone to do their best by having a winning spirit, attitude, and achievement. Your positivity will make a difference. Corbett Farms is proud to sponsor high school sports.
Meet you at Arnie's, Rensselaer's go-to pizza, and so much more. Pizza, sandwiches, burgers are here. Don't forget about dessert. Wings, cheese sticks, garlic bread too. Arnie's pizza menu has something for everyone. Dine in or carry out in the best pizza in town. Located across from St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer. Call 219-866-9999 and meet you at Arnie's.
Midwest Contractor Services of Rensselaer, with over 15 years of experience, offers both insulation and gutter services for new construction and existing homes in Jasper, Newton, Lake, and Porter counties. You could save money and lower energy bills by adding more insulation to your house. New insulation project? Let Midwest Contractor Services offer you a custom insulation package that fits your needs. Leaves in your gutter? Let us give you a price on leaf protection products that really work and are affordable. Call Marty or Mark at Midwest Contractor Services today at 219-866-0755 and get an estimate for your project.
Reinforcements Designs is a full-service graphic design, screen printing, and sign shop. They offer logo designs, screen printing, banners, signs, vehicle lettering and graphics, airbrushing, vinyl letterings, digital printed graphics, freehand engraving, and more. 37 years of design and graphics, Reem Bontrager will help you come up with a customized project of your ideal or plan. Just ask, give Reinforcements Design a call at 219-866-8626 for your next graphic design project.
Working with our customers has been Kentland Bank's trademark for 87 years. We're dedicated to making your visit a lasting one, and helping you achieve your goals is our #1 priority. With 5 locations, Kentland Bank offers all loans needed for today's businesses and families, including car loans, mortgages, agriculture, and commercial loans. We're here to make your busy life less hectic by offering online and mobile banking, bill pay, and P2P payments. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
All right, last. You're not very often here, are you?
No, not usually, no.
York has joined us from the North Newton Lady Spartans, and another team that just didn't have much action this week except for last night, right?
Yeah, last night. We played last night.
It was a rough one at Rensselaer.
It was.
And we'll talk about that. How do you approach that game, and what'd you do? What'd you say afterwards, and Take us through all the emotions there.
All the emotions were, first of all, we didn't even know if we were going to play because, and I can joke about this, but there's a lot of seriousness to it. When we looked at the weather forecast last week, we were like, it's going to be nasty. Maybe we won't play this game. I mean, where we are against number one in the state, you're kind of like, I don't know how that's going to go, right? So you go and then, they cancel school, we cancel school. We didn't have school on Friday because of snow. We didn't have school. North Newton didn't have school on Monday because of the cold. And we weren't allowed, we couldn't practice Friday, Saturday, of course Sunday, Monday. And then, we thought for sure that with Rensselaer and North Newton both being canceled that we wouldn't play the game. But we did. And I kind of understand why, they pushed to play it. I mean, it's not because they were going to have huge competition from us, but they had a game on the 11th, and then they were going to have this big game on Friday night, the 19th. So having somebody in there, and they've got a different policy than we do. They've been able to practice. So, I mean, it was one of those deals where you're just like, oh man, how's this going to go? Because we hadn't touched a ball since Thursday. So we're already at a deficit. Yeah, we don't have the same kind of players that they do. And I mean, I don't think I'm slamming anybody by saying that. I think it's just the way it is. We don't have the same kind of speed, talent, whatever. And then to not have a ball. So you go into it and you say, we're here, we're playing. Just play as hard as you can and don't give up. And you saw some of that. It gets really frustrating. I mean, in the first quarter, we're down. I mean, Coach Radke did a good job of not really giving too many details except for the final score. They were up 31-3 at the end of the first quarter, and we had 23 turnovers in the first quarter. We only shot 4 shots.
Oh man!
And one of those shots doesn't count as a shot because it was a foul and we got free throws. So, we're not even getting an opportunity to shoot the ball. We're not even getting it past half court or, all that kind of stuff. It's like just complete adults playing against, the kids that are just starting. I mean, that's the discrepancy of it. They were jumping into all the passing lanes. So any of the passes that we've made in the past that were getting picked off, or some of them don't get picked off, right? We have a lot of turnovers, but there's times we get passes through. Against these guys, they're flying all over the place. In fact, one of the very first plays, one of their girls, I'm not sure which number it was, but one of their 2 taller girls went flying, and she was horizontal like this, way up in the air, and came down and slammed the floor because she was diving after a ball. So they were in everything, and we're dribbling, and they're just tapping it away, and just, it was just kind of miserable. And he only pressed us the first quarter. That's it. And he still scored 89 points because we'd miss it, or they'd get a steal, and it's head up, ball down the floor, and it's a layup. Mm-hmm. And we don't have the kind of speed to get back and keep that from happening. So what do I say at the end of the game? We played the game. This one now is off the schedule. We knew it wasn't going to be fun. It's over. Everything now is on North White. I mean, we've got Wednesday and Thursday to practice for North White. It's a conference team. We don't have a win yet in the conference.
This is going to be a winnable game.
I told them, I said they're predicted to win the game. I said, but this is our last chance to get a conference win this year, where I think we should have had a chance at 3. And, that's how you go about it. I mean, you can't do anything else. You can't go in there and just start screaming at people about things that we've made mistakes on all season, and their ability just exponentially raises all those numbers. And again, I've only been through the first quarter. That's all I've statted so far, and we've already got 23 turnovers. So, wow, it's. But there wasn't a thing we could do. I mean, they were all over everything. And there were some turnovers that we made where, we had it and it was just like, eh. There were a few of those. But for the most part, we kept trying, but it was frustrating. It's hard.
All right. Well, let's move away from that.
Yes.
And focus on the game that we're going to live stream on Friday night. You're going over to, or you're hosting North White.
That's your final home game, right?
It is.
Will that be senior night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it will. We've got 4 seniors that'll be honored that night. Yep.
Well, tell us
Friday.
what you know about the Lady Vikings. They're struggling this year, too.
Yeah. But Coach Heimlich is a heck of a coach. I mean, they have a tougher schedule than we do. I mean, if you look at what their opponents have done, he's playing Twin Lakes, and he's playing Caston, and he's playing Carroll, and he's playing all these teams outside of our conference. He may have even played a team like North Miami and stuff like that in the past. And those are really good 1A, 2A. Twin Lakes is what? They're 3A, right?
Yes.
And, they're playing really good teams, and he's playing with a very young team. So I know that he will play his 2-3 zone.
Of course. Yeah,
absolutely.
Match
play
up
his
of the
2-3
zones tomorrow, or
right.
Friday night.
I've seen that a couple of his girls can shoot some. He's got a girl. I think he's got a post player, but he's young, and I don't know if they have 2 wins or 3, but those have happened, just kind of recently. But we're going to have our work cut out for us. I mean, I know the matchup looks pretty good on paper. We've got our 5 wins, and they've got, what is it? Do they have 2 or 3?
I don't have the conference standings for the girls.
But I know they've got a couple, and but I know that they've got some players that are skilled. I know they've got a couple players that can shoot. I know that they're scrappy, and they're going to play hard because he's just flat out a good coach. I mean, you look at his record, you look at what he's had, so we'd better be ready to play. I think that I think that we can definitely play with them. I think that our defense at times can be really, really good and give people trouble because it's not your usual 2-3 zone. It's not something that people see all that often, and it's not that it's impenetrable because people get things figured out and we start giving up some easy shots, but it's not what everybody sees all the time. I think that there's a decent chance that he may press us. I don't think he presses very often, but I know he did last year with a different team. That he had more seniors last year, and it was a more seasoned team. But he knows that we don't handle the ball well. We know that he doesn't handle the ball well. So I anticipate that he's probably going to press us a little bit. But it's our last chance. Our last chance to get a conference game, a conference win.
They're 2-17.
2. So they've got 2.
They beat South Newton and Clinton Prairie.
Yeah. And I mean, but if you look at their strength of schedule, I mean, even in the 1A rankings, they're up higher than you would consider a 2-17 team to be because of the way he loads up the schedule. and it's only going to help them for when these kids are older, and they'll be right back where they had been the past 6, 7, 8 years. I think is because it's that hallway's got all those pictures of all those sectional titles, and just look up to those guys quite a bit. Look up to him quite a bit. He's a really good coach.
What do you hope to accomplish the last 2 weeks of the regular season?
I would like to get 2 wins. I would like to get a win against North White. I would like to get a win when we go to our pink out game at South Newton. We got our uniforms today. Boy, they're pretty nice.
Sharp. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're
probably
really,
an announcer's nightmare. But
they're really bright. What do you mean? Won't be able to read the
numbers?
I think you will be able to. I've got a picture of it on my phone, but because we just got them today, and the girls were just going crazy, like, "Oh, these are so great! Can we wear them? Can we wear them on Friday?" I said, "No, you can't wear them on Friday." That was a plan. We were going to try to do the pink out game with North White, but with it being a varsity night, with having, our varsity and JV, the boys varsity and JV, it would have brought in a huge crowd for a pink out night. Would have been great. But it's also our senior night. It just seemed like way too much to try to get in one night.
Just girls' senior night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the boys still have
So
a ways
when do
to go.
you honor your senior, before or in the half?
We will honor the seniors before the game. I have an email on that, and I paid attention to it immediately, and then I've lost it. But the game is supposed to start at 5:30.
Right.
I want to say that we're going to get that done somewhere right around 5 or a little before 5. So that
you probably couldn't do it in between games.
Right. At 10 after. Yeah, because we're switching gyms. The JV will play in the junior high gym.
Okay.
But beyond trying to get a couple of wins, seeing on Sunday who we get for the draw. I think that the favorites are probably Andrean just put it on Lake Station. Andrean just beat Lake Station by a bit. Bowman is a pretty decent team this year. Whiting destroyed us at their place, but they hit everything they put up on that particular night. We didn't play very good defense at all. So, Ileana is a decent team. Bowman's a pretty good team. Whiting beat us up. And then 21st Century. I don't think Lighthouse has a team anymore. I think we're a 7-team sectional. I'm not positive that Lighthouse is still playing, but, I would anticipate, unless Andrean and Lake Station play each other the first round again like they did last year, those two would be the favorites. But, outside of those two that, Lake Station we didn't do well against early, and Andrean we didn't do well against in the final last year, I would hope that maybe we can put up a fight against some of these teams. So
that was kind of a highlight of your season last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a huge highlight, and I had hoped that would.
Who'd you knock off?
We beat Lighthouse in our first game, and then we beat Whiting in one of our better played games of the year to get to the first championship in over 20 years. So that was a big
kind
deal.
of out of nowhere, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and of course the luck of the draw helped that out.
Sure.
To get to that point in the first place, but you were kind of hoping that was going to springboard us into more success this year. It didn't work out that way record-wise, but we still have at least 3 games left, so we'll see. We'll see what that looks like.
All right. That'll do it here, I guess, Chris, and we'll see you Friday night, all right?
Yes, look forward to seeing you guys, and hopefully...
Weather permitting, of course.
Yeah, we don't need any more weather. I'm tired of staying home.
Chris York has been our guest, and back to wrap things up on the Coach's Cage Show on 3kgthecage.com after this.
Pulver Psychological Services offers psychological counseling, consultation, and assessment. Locally owned and operated, Pulver Psych focuses on solutions for the community and serves as support for individuals, families, and organizations. Whether you're in need of personal, family, or success counseling, Pulver Psychological Services can help you reach your life goals, increase work satisfaction, have better relationship compatibility, improve sports performance. Get in touch with Pulver Psychological Services by visiting pulverpsych.com.
Hi, this is Chuck Clark with the Underwood Insurance Agency, formerly Preferred Insurance Group. Are you tired of being sacked every month with your auto insurance bill? Do you feel you just pay your premium to your agent and never hear from them? We at the Underwood Insurance Agency work with over 10 insurance carriers to get you our best rate and coverage we can, and we pride ourselves on serving our customers like they are our family. We are conveniently located in Remington and Lafayette. We can be reached at underwoodagency.com. Reach out to us to score big savings.
High-quality, personalized dental service is what they do at Hillcrest Dental. For over 40 years, generations have relied on Hillcrest Dental for beautiful, healthy smiles. Dr. John Ayler and Dr. Jack Drone look forward to seeing you for your next dental visit. For information or to set your appointment, call 219-866-7117. That's 219-866-7117. Or visit hillcrestdental.net. Hillcrest Dental is a proud sponsor of all high school athletics.
At Applegate Seed House, we specialize in any and all small seed project needs. This includes government programs, CRP, pollinators and waterways, pasture mixes, and new lawn seed. Applegate Seed House is located 2 miles north of Brook, Indiana, and 2.5 miles east of Highway 41. Call Sam at 765-363-3113. That's Sam at Applegate Seed House, 765-363-3113.
24/7 Club Fit is a 24-hour keycard accessed fitness center located in downtown Rensselaer. The 8,000 square foot facility offers free weights, weight machines, and a large variety of cardio equipment. We also offer free aerobics classes. 24/7 Club Fit offers 6-month contracts starting as low as $25 per month for students, those 55 years and older, and there are no sign-up or keycard fees. We also participate in the Silver Sneakers program. Call 219-866-0033 or contact us on Facebook. 24/7 Club Fit, where time is no excuse.
ready to wrap things up here on the Coach's Cage show from Arnie's Pizza. Again, don't forget you can check out the live stream on 3kgthecage.com. We're on our Facebook pages, on my Facebook page and 3KG's Facebook page. So if you want to watch it after the results here, you can do that. And thank all the coaches for coming in tonight. Thank all the sponsors making the show possible, and Arnie's for hosting us tonight. For my part, next game is Friday night, Midwest Conference doubleheader. It's North White at North Newton, bound 5:15 for the pregame show for the girls' game. Then the boys' game will follow. For my partners, Scotty Miller and Bill Kay, Bob Kurtz from Arnie. So long, everybody.
The proceeding was a presentation of 3KG Community Broadcasting.